Okay, so left hand one is your before. As I said, setup wise isn't too bad. A little bit narrow in the feet, and that ball, as we said, was a little bit too far back for me. And as I said, wherever the ball is on the ground, your body's going to react to that. If the ball gets further back here, your weight now is going to want to stay on that trail side, isn't it? Because no point going left because you'll miss the ball. Likewise, if the ball gets further forward, obviously too far forward, but you're going to want to now move towards the screen on more on your lead side. So where your ball position is going to often affect how your body reacts, because your brain's going to see that ball over there and start doing these different things. And the problem was, as we said, your leg here, as you went back, you'd slide sort of through. You can see that right foot now losing a lot of balance there and losing a lot of stuff. So when you start coming back to the golf ball now, your right leg can't move. Your left leg's still going, your right leg's still behind that line. Now it's your kneecap's just on the edge there just about. Then you sort of come back now. By the time you get to that position, the ball's already going to be hit. Your legs haven't really shifted towards target. So because of that now, your low point of the swing arc, as we said, is going to be now behind the ball, hitting up. So when you're in a driver or a wood off the tee or a fairway shot with an iron, have a bit of semi-rough, or a tee shot with a par 3, you're okay. When that ball's on the ground, you're not able to hit down that golf ball, okay? So if we can get to a situation where some of the moves that you practice, okay, those exercises that we showed you there, where you sort of stand with the club on your left foot, brushing your teeth and just moving that way, that's going to encourage your follow-through movement. Do that daily if you can do. And then the one where you set up against a wall and just pivot, get that hip, creating space away from the wall, which you're doing over there when you're doing it face on to make it. So that's going to be sort of the practice. If you can do that, it's going to help you now create the movement, okay? When it comes to hitting a golf ball, your thinking for me is going to be this routine, Start with the club first, Get your hands on the club as you do with a good grip and the setup beforehand, but your feet together, Once you've established the club and the grip, then you set your feet with, again, a little wider stance. By doing it that way, you're going to get your distance from the ball pretty much the same every time, because you're going to go with comfort, aren't you, Rather than, well, I think it should be about this far from the ball.
If I start, put my club and I start with my feet wide, I'm feeling...
You're moving, or you're just finding you're reaching,
and so is my club in the
exactly.
And the thing is, with my feet together,
what people do is people are quite conscious of how their feet are positioned on my field grip and alignment, checking their toe line, all this kind of stuff, and then they just fish for the ball somewhere, wherever the ball is. Now, if I said to someone, start off with your feet first, shut your eyes and the club up like this, and then put the club down on the ground, where you comfortably fall to is where you naturally want to come back to. If that's behind the ball every single time, then absolutely fine. But I can guarantee if you did that every single time, you wouldn't put the club down next where the ball would be. It'd kind of be over here, over there, whatever it may be. So, but at least by starting with the club first, and then the last thing you do is set your feet with the ball. I think we can see there, that to me is just on the middle-ish, which is as far back as I'd kind of allow. Okay. If you want to do some practice shots, put the ball there. That'll make your body go left, wouldn't it? Because you have to try and reach for that ball there, So with this swing now, we can see as you go back, because you've got a better thing, the right hip does start, the foot goes out a little bit, but the hip has definitely moved in a little bit there, okay? But what we can see, because that lower half, now as you start coming back, look at the right knee now is kind of following with the left knee. So when you come into impact, there's your impact. That right knee now is coming in, That's your impact position there, whereas look at that leg
and is that solely from the setup?
Setup and the hip movement, So you can see now your trail leg now is up towards more your lead shoulder, whereas on this one it's back towards your left ear. And again, that's after half an hour practice. If we said, okay, the next 2 or 3 weeks, or going through the new year now, the new few months, you could spend a bit of time, like I say, 2 or 3 weeks a day, just doing that and learning this movement. We would then expect probably in time to see your left leg a bit more moving that way, and that right leg even further over there slightly, just to get more movement that way, to improve your low point, So once you get your low point now at the ball, or even dare I say after the ball, where you're hitting ball then turf, the lie is irrelevant. You could be a tight lie, muddy lie, perfect lie, off a tee, you're striking it good every time, If you're reliant on the ball being perched up a little bit, come the summer when the ground's a bit hard and there's not much grass under the golf ball, we're going to see like this sort of like low runners get on the ground, So if we can get into that better position, and then when you finish, your knees are together, that right foot now is up on its toe properly. Before you would kind of get the foot up towards its toe, but you would sort of be a bit knees out there, and your balance wouldn't be quite as good. I would say in terms of that follow through there, Not bad. I mean, there's a bit of rotation there, I would say, but in terms of this one here, yeah, there's maybe a smidge. The club's got a lot further around your head, I would say. The fact you're rolling, if you can get it round that. Momentum just carried you further. Yeah. The fact your weight now is moving on the outside of that foot more than that one shows your weight is going that way. Yeah, if you're going to throw a ball, yeah, everything's moving towards target, and that's basically, in summary, what we're trying to get you to do in completion is get your body moving towards target. Now, as we said in the middle there, if you're trying to keep your head down, you can't move left. Trying to lock your left arm out, you can't move at all because now everything's stiff. Yeah, not warmed up, you can't move as well. And if your body's not as supple as it could be, you're not going to move as well. So all these things are encouraging you to hit basically worse shots. Yeah, which is why when you go on the golf course, every now and then, because you can hit the golf ball, well, we've seen that, we just hit 757 yards. Yeah, so you can play golf. Yeah, but even though you can play golf, you can still hit some good shots from bad positions. The problem is you're more than likely going to hit more bad shots, and the quality of the bad shot will be worse. If we could say, right, next time you go and play golf, I guess in some ways, irrespective of the score, success will be the day after, you're not in any severe pain, your bad shot was a lot better, yeah, and you just kept the ball going down the fairway, yeah, you hit a lot less destructive shots, yeah. Your bad shot was a little thin 10-15 yard shot of the green, or a little push or a little pull, but generally a more consistent contact, yeah. And that's what we're really looking for, is that your game is going to go in that direction, going back, I guess, towards the 18 handicap you played off many years ago, because you can hit it as good as, if not better than, 18 handicappers hit it now. Yeah. The problem is your bad shot is a lot higher than 18. Yeah, and you're only as good. It's like a football team. You're only as good as your bad player. Yeah, you're only as good as your bad. That rotten egg, isn't it? Yeah? If you've got a bad shot and then it sort of ruins your shot, you duff it, scuff it, whatever it may be. That's what your game's based on. Okay, but a lot of this is going to come down to a good setup, a good routine that starts off, as I say, feet together, club, get your grip and posture, and then set your feet. Just, again, focusing on where that ball needs to go. Practicing some of those moves up against that wall. The more you can do that, where you sort of create some separation there from that hip, going away from that red line. So you're up on the wall there. Yeah. Again, we're pivoting, so our head kind of goes slightly towards the wall. We're not going to move this way away from it, yeah? We're just turning and moving the hip. That's going to loosen up your back. Obviously still do the running, as you said, that's going to help loosen your back up even more so. And then the movement we say where you twist the other way, which you can do while brushing your teeth, like I say. So you can do a lot of these things in your day-to-day life now. It's not saying, right, okay, then, well, you've got to go to the gym for 3 hours a week. Oh, I don't really want to do that, yeah? So at least we can fit things into your normal, regular life that you're running. And then in, I don't know, by February, March time, a lot of these moves now, I wouldn't say they're going to feel natural, but they'll feel less unnatural. And I suppose in some ways more important, you have less to think about. You have to think about doing them. They'll be happening, yeah? Make sense?
Brilliant.
Good stuff, very good.